Welcome to Designer's Way podcast. I am your host, Nicole, also known as Interior Goddess across all platforms. And today I am here with Jessica from Jalen Interiors. And Jessica and I met through my last podcast guest, Tiara. And then I just started seeing Jessica pop up at all these events. And I'm like, okay, Jessica is so cool. And we just started connecting since then. And so Jessica is a
Yes.
wife, a mom, and she actually started her interior design business as an organizer and is now a full service interior designer. So we're going to get into all the things, talk about all the ins and outs of it. But first, I want to say thank you, Jessica, for being here. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. And
Yes, of
yeah,
course. Of course.
awesome. Anything else? Did I miss the introduction? Did I miss? Did I get it together?
You got it together. Yes. First a wife, a mom, and then starting this journey as a personal professional organizer was the start of it all. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So the first question that I like to ask is, when did you fall in love with design, and how did we get from there to now Jalen Interiors?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I think I fell in love with design probably back in like maybe middle school, high school, right?
Okay.
You have your rooms, like as you start to learn your personality, right? As a teenage girl or
Yep.
teenage person, you're like, oh, I love this color. I want my vibe to be this. I want it to be that. So my room was that space and it was small. I grew up in Jersey,
All right. I
small,
didn't know that.
yeah. Grew up
Great.
in Jersey, had a small room, and it was just
Uh-huh.
me. Semi only child. My siblings are 10 plus years older than me.
Same.
So I had the space to myself, basically, to do whatever I wanted to do. So
Mm-hmm.
just changing those wall colors and then just making sure things were organized in place because I just could not stand that.
Hmm.
So just doing that and then just naturally just keep doing it, right? And then it comes to a point, it's like, okay, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, I want to be an interior designer. And my dad was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Hmm.
That's not going to make you any money. You need a career that's going to make you money. You need to go to school to be an accountant because he was an accountant. So naturally,
Okay.
I'm part of the generation of listening to your parents
Yeah.
and doing what they
Same.
say.
Same. I think I caught the tail end of that.
Became an accountant, got my degree. Fast
Uh-huh.
forward, I got married, had my son, went through layoffs. And during those layoff times, I'm like, what do I really want to do? What do I really
Hmm.
enjoy doing that I do naturally? And it was when I go into my parents' house or a friend's house, somewhere I feel comfortable, I'm organizing stuff and putting stuff up. Like, why do you have this here? It was just a natural habit. So my husband's like, do an organizing business, like, and then you charge people to do stuff that you do for free.
Right.
So I did that, and then that was slow moving, but I was like, I really love interior design. Let me see if do I want to go back to school? So I applied to VCU. Still I want to get another degree in it. I'm like, I don't feel like doing the school thing. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Um, but then the University of Richmond had a certification program for interior decorating. And I was like, you know what? I can do that because, yes, you can be self taught and have the passion, but I wanted a little bit more education behind it. So I went ahead and did that program. And then once I finished, COVID happened.
Got it.
So nothing happened for a year.
Got it.
Like,
Got it.
no, I'm new, it's COVID. Nobody's let me in their house to do anything, right?
Hmm.
And so that's how I ended up with Jalen Interior Designs. It was a project at the end of our course. I love the name because I am Jessica Lynn, so I just did Jalen Interior Designs and kept it that way. And it's, I think this anniversary will be 5 years in business.
Time flies. Oh my
Yes,
word. Time flies
yes,
so much. I think it's
yes.
interesting that you knew immediately, like out of high school, right in that cusp, what you wanted to be an interior designer. I didn't even know this was a career that I could do. This wasn't someone showed me this, and no one gave me that
Hmm.
option as a child. So
Right,
the fact that
right,
you knew that, okay, yeah, I want to be an interior designer, and you were exposed to that, I think is phenomenal. You don't hear that often that,
right.
right away that's what you wanted to do. Um,
Exactly.
but you definitely connected those dots and put the pieces together.
Hmm.
And I'm glad that you finally went and took the leap. And
It was a
I think we all
curvy
have that.
path.
Yeah, I think we all have that
Yeah.
kind of curvy path that you finally made
Hmm.
the commitment to follow your heart and to do what makes you. I'm glad you also had that support from your family, also from your husband, also.
Yes.
Um, So I guess my next question is, what led you from professional organizing into the full service design area? And was there a moment when you were thinking about transitioning that you knew, okay, I kind of got to let organizing go and go to full service design or go to interior design? What was that decision, that thought process through that decision?
So I haven't fully let it go because it's still an option as
Okay,
another entity. But I just learned how to incorporate that organizing piece within interior design, right?
that's great.
So the focus of everyone's home is to, um, or well, the focus of interior design is your colors and your fabrics and that type of thing, right? But the real foundation of organizing and designing your home, I guess the foundation of decorating your home is organizing, right? You want it to be neat, you want it to be nice, have it be a maximalist style or a minimalist style. You still want things to be organized or at least have a system of where things go. So I think just having that foundation of organizing was kind of easy to me to go into decorating.
Hmm.
Um, and it just became, a second nature for me. It
Hmm.
just became easier to do because it kind of went hand in hand a little bit. And you want your foundation to be strong in any situation. So with your home and your personal spaces, I think it's definitely important to have some type because it is your safe space. It is your zen or whatever. And so you want that space to be that,
Yeah,
and organizing is the root of that.
yeah. I think that some designers are afraid to even touch. I know I was, and I kind of still am, to touch organizing, right? But I think it's such a brilliant way to get you into the homes. Like some designers go through realtors. That's how we get into the homes.
Right.
And so we could attend open houses, and that's how we get into the homes. But organizing is kind of like, okay, my house is a mess. Can you help me? I'm like, girl, this is more than I can do. Let me outsource the organizer for you so that we can get that taken care of first, wipe it all clean, and then we can go in and reassess and actually design the space the way you want it to. I think that was a brilliant way for you to actually start getting your foot into the doors, adding value before you even start pitching your design services. So that's amazing that you still offer that. And I guess my
Yeah.
next question is, do you think that being an organizer first gives you a different lens to the way you now design? Or, yeah, does that give you a different lens? 'Cause not everyone has that lens to be as organized in our businesses, maybe in our personal lives, but to organize homes. Do you feel like that gives you like a different lens to the way you design?
Yes, I definitely look at it differently because if I go to like say if I'm just organizing a space, right? I let them
Mhm.
know first conversation, I am not a house cleaner. I am not cleaning your house.
Gotcha.
Secondly, you have to be willing to let things go. If you be like, I want to keep everything, I'm going to put it in this box and this. If you're not willing to let it go, then you don't want me at your house
Okay.
because I come with the bins that say keep, donate, trash. Something's got to go.
That's an
Um,
extremely personal process. Like, I can imagine. It's like extremely
yes,
like,
it is. Like you
yeah.
have to. You have to let some things go.
Hmm.
If you want, especially if you want something new and refreshed, like what's the point of having interior design if you're not going to create something new or buy something new to put in the space? It's going to look off, right? You
Yeah.
can't have a new table and an old table or an old chair and a new table. Like sometimes that just does not vibe well.
So are they allowed to like keep some things if we're like say, hey, I need you to come and help me redo my living room, but it's a hot mess. Can you help me like clean it out? But I want to keep my grandmother's sofa. Like, are we allowed to keep things or do you prefer like a clean slate?
You're allowed to keep things. It's and,
Okay.
and it's called what? Restyling, right? We can restyle
Okay.
a space.
Okay.
We may not keep grandma's sofa in the living room. Maybe
Okay.
we can take grandma's sofa to a bonus room or a different space, or maybe we
Hmm.
can reupholster it, or maybe add some new pillows. We can do something else with it, but it cannot be the same exact couch in the same exact space because you're going to use it differently now, and it doesn't help the formula that we're creating for a new interior design space.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. So I know that this is second career for you.
Yes.
So how does being a wife and a mom, and now an accountant with all this experience under your belt. How does that change the way you approach or affect the way you approach designing for families?
Right. So I have one child. He's 15 now. And I said he because he's a boy.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his dad. So I did a lot of mommying the first, 10, 15 years, maybe 13 years. I told my
Mm-hmm.
husband now, I'm like, I got this full-time entrepreneurship, a full-time job that I'm able to work from home and be flexible with my schedule. So now it's daddy time. Like you're a full-time dad, plus some
Mm-hmm.
more,
Mm-hmm.
and then let me build this career, let me build this platform that I want. And he's given me that because I've done that for him when he was building his career. So we're taking the turns to balance it out, but also knowing that he's going to go to college in 3 years. So we're trying
That
to
too. That
create the
too.
memories that we have with him, but also
Mm-hmm.
learn how to be together, not be together, have our independence a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
and share our time with family and friends. But then when
Mm-hmm.
you're going into a space where people do have families or do have lots of kids and animals and stuff like that, you know how to navigate it. And I also tell them, like, hey, we're not going to focus on the whole house, right? Let's focus on like one room or one space because it can be overwhelming if you
Mm-hmm.
do not categorize things of your life or things of your space, in the right time to function, and it will stress you out. And I'm not here for the stress. I'm here for peaceful things. After a woman of a certain age, it's things that you allow and you don't allow. And I
Oh,
allow peace.
for sure, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Do
Yeah.
you feel like you have a niche or a kind of like ideal client that you prefer to work with or you want to kind of work with? Is it families? Is it like professionals? Is it empty nesters since you're about to have that experience in a few years? Like, who do you
Right.
think your ideal client is at this point?
Definitely a family. Empty nesters have been the vibe recently.
Mm-hmm.
I love new construction,
Same.
just because we have a lot of new construction here in the Richmond area. And
Mm-hmm.
it's such a blank slate that you don't, they're
Love it.
excited to like buy new and pick the paint and pick the things and all that, right? Current client that I'm working on is empty nester. Her youngest daughter just finished college, got married. It's her and her husband, and they were trying to figure out like, do we love it or list it, right? In real life. So their
Mm-hmm.
realtor, which was my realtor, reached out to me and was like, hey, they wanted to sell their house, but I told them they're not going to find what they have. They just need to renovate. And they were going back and forth with me for a while, like months. And then finally, I sent them a contract. I was like, hey, this contract is good until 10 p.m. tonight
Okay.
because it had been a month. It had been a
Yeah,
month
yeah,
of us talking. And I'm like,
yeah.
and they finally did it. And so I've been
Okay.
working with them since September.
So
And we've
ultimatums
done,
work.
yeah, like, listen, either you book me or you don't. Like, it's going to be a charge because the husband, and that's the other thing. Sometimes people don't understand, like, oh, if I have a contractor, do I need an interior designer? I'm like, yeah, unless you want standard bookshelf stuff, you're going to pay high
Hmm.
dollar for just standard stuff. No, you want
Yeah.
somebody to help you curate the space that you really want, that you're going to live in for longevity of time.
Yeah, I love a
Yeah.
clean slate design. I think that was one of the services I recently had was called Clean Slate Design to start from fresh, get it new, and you want to build something that's custom for yourself. So that's amazing that you
Yes.
have that. Also, um, working with realtors too, that you have that kind of connection to kind of bounce ideas
Yeah, it
off of
helps.
referrals too. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
Next question
Yes.
is when designing a space, do you kind of lean more towards intuition or strategy? Kind of like you just walk into a space and you feel that you know things go where they're supposed to go, or is it more of kind of like a strategy that you work through when you're designing a space?
Initially, I would say both, but if I'm walking into a space and I know, like, hey, this is a space and they want to redo it, then in my head, it's like we already have a layout. Like, I already have a layout, I already have a color since I already know your vibes. So it's like I already know in my head what it's going to be. We just need to
Mm-hmm.
put it down and get it approved, basically. And I feel as interior designers, a lot of us probably do that. Like, you already see the space how it's supposed to be, but they don't see it. And you have to explain to them, like, this is going to be great. Just trust my process. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
good. So it's definitely, God given, vision and purpose that you come into a space and you can see it. Because,
Mm-hmm.
for example, my sister, of course,
Mm-hmm.
your family, they always, they're guinea pigs, right?
Yeah.
But now they're not guinea pigs anymore. She's just like taking my services on for free at
Mm-hmm.
this point. But
Mm-hmm.
she'll buy so I go up to Jersey, she'll buy all the things and be like, I got all these baskets and I got all these things and I need to organize, like my makeup drawer or my makeup stand or whatever. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, listen, don't buy another organizing bin. Okay. Don't buy no more. And I was just went in there one night and just did some stuff. And then she came back in the morning. She was just like, how did you do that? Like, I've had this stuff for months and I just didn't know how to organize it or set it up. And now it works fine. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, I can't even tell you how. I just put things together, put it up, and like, these extra bins, take those back to the store. You don't need those,
That's just my special touch. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
need quiet and to be left alone, and I can do it. Just don't talk to me. Just give me some time, some space, and I can get it done. It's my
right.
special touch. I love it.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
I absolutely love it,
Love
love it,
it.
love it. Um, I guess that brings me to my next question is what's one lesson that you had to learn in business that shapes how you now show up in your business right now?
Number one is to show up. Show up
Okay.
regardless of where you're at in your career. Have you be new? Like, a lot of designer friends that I talk to, they were like, oh, I don't have any projects. I don't have any pictures. I don't have this. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
that. And what I've learned from the case conference, show up, post the pictures, do the things because
Mm-hmm.
you deserve to be in the space, right? If
Okay.
you're pursuing this for a real career, not a little hobby, but a
Mm-hmm.
career, and you want to level up and be in the room and be in the space, just show up, go to the networking events, post the
Mm-hmm.
pictures, regardless of you know, if it's a real client or a fake client or a mood board or whatever, get the idea out there because there's plenty of clients and plenty of customers to go around that somebody's going to find your vision, their vision as well, and just keep pursuing it. And that's what I found to be more encouraging to me is just keep showing up, keep
Mm-hmm.
posting the pictures, keep sharing because you don't know who in the world are in your area or you're going to touch or affect. It
Yeah.
matters that you show up and you're
Yeah.
authentic to show up as you and not anybody else.
Yeah. I was literally having this conversation last night where it's like people want to support you. They, especially if you've been following your journey for a while, no matter where you
Yeah,
feel like you are in the moment, people are asking to spend their money with you. It might seem like we're in a recession and people are not spending, but they're waiting for you to show up and claim and like, just give me something to buy, give me something to support
right,
you, give me something to do. And so it's
right.
really is important to even when you don't feel like it, show up, show up. And that's what I'm doing through this podcast. Some days I'm like, girl, what exactly is it that you're doing, what you're doing? But I know that these meaningful
Right.
conversations that I'm having behind the scenes, someone else needs to hear. And so it's just showing
Yes,
up. It's just literally showing up to the platform. And again, thank you for being so gracious and so willing to be here and chat with me. Um,
of course.
and yeah, so I do have some rapid fire questions, but before we move on, anything else that you want to share?
Okay. No, that's exciting. No, I just
That,
I just want to encourage other designers, whoever may listen to this podcast, whatever entrepreneur journey that you're on to just show up. It's almost
yeah.
like take the risks to do it because if you don't, then you're losing time. You're never going to get that time back. And if someone could have told me this maybe in my 30s, maybe in my 20s to do this, then I probably would have been apprehensive about it. But I'm telling you,
Yeah.
do the things that you feel like you want to do and need to do to step out there because you only have this one life to do it. And
Yep.
listen, just be confident in you who you are that you deserve to be in a room, and they will believe it. and then
Yeah.
it'll be, embedded in you to do.
Yeah, yeah. I'm at a point where I'm
Right.
ready to live this full life. This live this.
Right.
I'm ready to live
Yes.
the entirety, the fullness of it. Okay. So, rapid fire question is, what is your? Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. Are you?
I'm
Don't be
just like,
scared.
what?
I know everybody gets so scared about rapid fire. Like, it's just quick questions. Okay. What's your favorite room in your house right now and why?
My sunroom. My sunroom
Okay.
because it has lots of natural light.
Oh, I
When I
love it.
moved in here maybe 3 years ago, I had two plants. Now I have like 6 or 7 plants, right? And some of them are older. Like this one behind me is older than my son. Like literally, they are
Wow.
thriving because of all the sun and the natural light. So just coming
Wow.
in here, either cocktail at night or coffee in the morning, I love it.
I love it. I didn't know that plants last that long. Really, I'm a
Me
faux plant
neither.
girly. I'm a
Right.
faux plant girl. I'm gonna get me a plastic plant, make it look real, and call it a day. So I didn't even know. Maybe one day I'll have a green thumb, but
Yeah.
for the time being, I had no idea that plants lasted long. So kudos to you. You're doing
Yes.
something right with your nurturing energy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um, what is your go-to paint color if you have one?
Go to paint color. So it's always probably going to be Sherman-Williams brand,
Mm,
just because it lasts longevity. Um, I don't know the paint color, but I'm in the mood of this mauve type of color
my
that they
goodness.
have out here. And I have it actually in my sunroom. I wish I could show you, but I can't. But I'll send you a picture later. But it's like this mauve color. It's not pink. It's
Mm,
not blush. It's not purple. But it's like a
Mauve.
in between color. Yes, I
I
love it.
love it. I can't wait to see it. Send me a picture. I want to see.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, and the last one is, do you design for how a space feels or how a space looks?
I would say how the space feels, and that's just going back on the organizing side, right? Because, how are you using the space? What is the need for the space? And how is it going to help you function in your life? So I would definitely say that.
So how it feels. I love it. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Jessica. This was a quick
You're
conversation,
welcome.
but it was very necessary and needed. And will
Yes.
you be at Case Conference this year?
I am going to Case Conference this year. I know it's a little bit later in the fall, but I was on the fence because I was like, I went the first time, I had a great time, I got so much from it. Um, But I talked to Jamila and talked to some others, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and invest in myself again because I
Love
see
it.
it adds value to me.
Yeah,
And I have my own little tribe, like we have our own little tribe of people that we conversate there. So it definitely helps. And so
yeah.
I'm excited about it and I can't wait because it's gonna seem like it's gonna be great, greater than last time.
I'm mad I missed it
I
this year.
can't imagine.
I love that. Yeah, and Jessica and I
Yeah.
were Case Conference buddies last year, first time
Yes.
going. So enjoy from and
Yes.
take notes to me, send me all the good things as we
Oh,
normally
I
do,
will.
share all our
I
resources.
will.
And
Yes.
yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'm excited for this to air. And that is a wrap. Designer's Way
Well,
out.
thank you. Alrighty.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Hold on.